It's Stephanie Chang, State Senator for Senate District 3. It's been a couple weeks, so wanted to share a staying in touch with Stephanie update, 5 things for you to know, and there's been a lot going on. The first thing to know is that on July 1st, the Michigan Senate passed Senate Bills 414 through 415, bipartisan bills that I sponsored along with my Republican colleague Ruth Johnson regarding prenatal care and specifically group-based prenatal care programs like Centering Pregnancy, and really is focused on making sure that these kinds of care are covered by both Medicaid and private insurance. So very excited to have passed that legislation with overwhelming bipartisan support in the Senate. Second update is that I recently introduced the Protecting Overburdened Communities Act together with Representative Donovan McKinney, my partner in the House, on this issue, formerly championed in the House by Representative Abraham Ayash. And basically what these bills do is really protect communities that already have a lot of air pollution from further pollution and would require the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy to work with any company that's trying to build a new facility or expand a facility to do a cumulative impact assessment and a community engagement process prior to any type of expansion or new facility. This is really important because we know that there are a number of environmental justice communities across our state that are already disproportionately impacted by lots of air pollution, and we know that really well here in our district. So very excited to have introduced the Protecting Overburdened Communities Act, otherwise known as POCA, and in the Senate that is Senate Bill 479, and we're excited about the work ahead on that. Third update is that on July 7th I was really honored to join Representative Sharon McDonnell along with a couple of other special guests, Senator McMorrow and Representative Price, for a town hall about what's been going on at the federal level and how it impacts us at the state. This was in Troy, and we had a huge turnout, so thank you to everyone who was there. And we really talked a lot about Medicaid and the big, terrible bill that was passed at the federal level and signed by President Trump that will have a dramatic impact on the most vulnerable in our communities, but also everyone. So want to remind folks that in Michigan, a quarter of Michiganders are covered by Medicaid, and Medicaid patients make up about 22% of hospital patients. And it's estimated that 500,000 Michiganders will lose coverage with the passage and signing of this bill. We're really concerned about this, as well as we're very concerned about the work requirements that are not just on Medicaid, but now also on SNAP benefits. This will take effect in a couple of years because we know that there are folks who are going to have a lot of challenges filling out this paperwork, and it's an unnecessary burden on our agencies to have to comply with these requirements when we should be focused on helping as many people as we can. So very concerned about this, and we heard at that town hall specifically from groups who serve people with disabilities, and I'm really concerned about the fact that there's going to be a huge impact on folks not being able to get the care that they deserve. So we're going to keep working on finding creative solutions for what can we do to help fill in some of the gaps at the state level. However, we know that the amount of money that we're talking about, there's no possible way that the state can possibly totally backfill, but making sure people have food, making sure as many people as possible have healthcare coverage is a huge priority. Fourth update is that we have an outdoor resource fair coming up on August 16th at noon at the Ford Recreation Center in Highland Park. So if you would like to join us, we'd love to have you. We'll be giving away a lot of back to school things. We've got housing resources, utility help, job seeking help, health related resources. So come join us. We'd love to see you. The fifth update is more of a federal update, but I'm sure some of you may have been following along this past week, but unfortunately in both the Senate and the House, they have passed a rescission package that basically takes away billions of dollars from foreign aid, from NPR, from PBS, and I know that this is going to be really harmful, not only for independent media and making sure that we have solid journalism in our communities, but also emergency notifications and just basic dissemination of information that our communities need. And so really concerned about that, and especially during this time when making sure people have accurate news is so important. And I hope that folks will continue to support our public media here in Michigan. So those are 5 updates, 5 things to know from me. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend.